white grape farmer helps farm workers to destroy his once prosperous grape farm with BEE. A prime grape farm that once produced 30 to 40,000 boxes of export grapes now lies in total ruins after the virtue signalling owner Peter Nordier of the Denau farm in De Doorns gave the prime grape farm Alpha away to 250 of his workers in a workers' trust, also known as a communist collective farm, back in 2010. Mr. Nordier then also trained 2 managers for the farm, and for the first 5 years Mr. Nordier's business also did Alpha Farm's books. What was this farmer thinking? Did he really believe that communism can work, or was it just pure greed? Because the Western Cape provincial government carried the entire running cost of Alpha Farm for the first 2 years. That is 2 million rand that they got for free. But as we should know by now, all the free stuff communists promise you is never really free and come with very harsh strings attached. The managers of the Workers' Trust or Communist Collective Farm, as can be expected, started to pay out too much dividends to themselves because they wanted cash as soon as possible. And now the Workers' Trust owes Absa Bank 800,000 rand. An Alpha Farm will be sold on the internet to pay back Absa. However, the farm is totally stripped and ruined, and the orchards were not sprayed this year, which will lead to permanent damage to the orchards. That is, of course, the orchards that were not carried away by residents of a new squatter camp for firewood, which has now popped up right next to Alpha Farm. The squatters have also removed the fence that was once around Alpha Farm to make it easier for them to consume the place. Not having learned his lesson, it seems, Mr. Nordier now wants to buy back Alpha Farm to prevent the squatters invading the farm and consuming and burning what is left. Mr. Nordier believed the liberal lies that prosperity will bloom if you give away your property for free. Next time, keep in mind that communism does not work, never has and never will. Die rooi gevaar is real. If something is not going to belong to someone in particular who will take responsibility to look after it, but rather to a group with collective ownership, with greatly diminished responsibility, it is going to belong to nobody and will be abused and consumed. How many more once thriving farms will be totally destroyed by BEE and its communist policies before people will realize it does not work? Also keep in mind that Africa has different values than whites. They do things differently. We as white people who originated in Europe believe in hard work to slowly build up what we have, nurturing and protecting it. The African way, on the other hand, is just consumption and having a good time whilst there is some cash, with no regard for future planning. If we give our properties away for which we worked hard, before long the African way would have destroyed what we worked hard and longed to achieve, and no one will be eating. The Bantu will just move on to the next feeding frenzy offered to them by the communists until there is nothing left, turning South Africa into an international humanitarian crisis. The ANC will then have more excuses to go abroad with the begging bowl, to solicit even more cash to steal from our great-grandchildren. Then the globalist charity groups can make even more disgusting profits, weeping and wailing about a crisis that could have been prevented, and then they would have no sob story to tell the gullible Westerns to make profits from. Thanks for listening, and please remember to like, subscribe, hit the notification bell and share.